We live in a time where we're more connected than ever before, and yet somehow loneliness is at an all-time high. We're healthier than ever in some aspects, but also sicker than we've ever been in others. No generation in history has experienced such a rapid shift in both their physical and mental well being as Gen Z. Those born between 1997 and 2012 are a unique group. They've witnessed massive technological and cultural shifts, and the consequences of those changes are seen clearly in their health. Okay, so how is Gen Z the healthiest generation? Well, thanks to the internet, wellness is everywhere. Access to information about healthy lifestyles, fitness routines, diets, mental health, and well being is easier than ever before. Gen Z is living in the age of knowledge, where the truth about nutrition and exercise is just a click away. Many Gen Z individuals are actively trying to adopt these healthier habits. They're more likely to exercise on a regular basis, eat cleaner, and meditate. These habits aren't just for the elite, they're ingrained in the culture of Gen Z. They're part of a broader shift toward preventive health rather than reactive health. But for many health-conscious decisions Gen Z is making, their relationship with technology is a double-edged sword. While the internet provides them the endless resources to take care of their bodies and minds, it also exposes them to new risks. One of the biggest challenges facing Gen Z is the addiction to screens, okay? The average Gen Z spends a significant amount of time on social media, and do I really need a source to prove that? Whether it's scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, the constant engagement with digital platforms often comes at the expense of real-world connections. We're just not going outside. Research has shown that excessive screen time, especially before bed, disrupts sleep cycles and contributes to problems like poor posture, eye strain, and even weight gain. While Gen Z is the first generation to openly discuss mental health, they are also one of the most stressed and mentally exhausted generations due to their constant digital exposure. But at least we're not millennials. The statistics are telling. Gen Z is experiencing a mental health crisis. According to various studies, nearly 1 in 3 Gen Z individuals report experiencing anxiety or depression. This is a far higher rate than any previous generation. What's causing this epidemic of mental health struggles? While part of this can be attributed to greater awareness and less stigma surrounding mental health, the rise of digital technology is also playing a significant role. Social media platforms create an environment where young people are constantly comparing themselves to others. From influencers promoting unattainable beauty standards to the pressure of building a personal brand, the mental load is immense. Kylie, you're 12. You don't need a personal brand. And if you add that to the pressures of school, work, and economic uncertainty, you have a recipe for mental distress. Gen Z is facing a more volatile job market than previous generations, dealing with student loan debt and navigating a world marked by environmental and political instability. Greta Thunberg. I wasn't going anywhere with that. But it's not just mental health where Gen Z is struggling. Their physical health, despite all the wellness culture, is also in trouble. While many Gen Zers are focusing on fitness, there's a significant number who are sedentary. The rise of technology and streaming platforms has led to an increase in sedentary behavior, where young people are spending hours sitting, whether it's at a desk, on a couch, or in front of a screen. I am doing that as I speak. Add to the rise of processed food and the increasing reliance on delivery apps for meals, and you have an unhealthy relationship with food and activity. While some are dedicated to eating clean and exercising, others are falling prey to the convenience and addictive nature of fast food and junk culture. But changes are being made, and not just through the generation itself with trends, but also in an administrative way as well. With the recent pick of RFK Jr. to be the Department of Health and Human Services Secretary, we're heading to a direction that, while controversial, may be what we need to fix this health epidemic. While Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is perhaps most known for his controversial views on vaccines, there's a side of his activism that resonates with Gen Z's growing health consciousness. RFK Jr. has become a vocal advocate for addressing chronic health issues and pushing back against the modern food industry's reliance on processed ingredients, specifically seed oils. One of his most notable contributions in recent years has been his stance against seed oils like soybean, corn, and canola oil, which he argues contribute to chronic health problems such as obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and inflammation. Instead, he promotes the use of traditional fats, such as beef tallow and butter, which have been demonized in mainstream health circles for decades. And it's already kind of working for companies like Steak and Shake, who's already switched over to beef tallow. RFK's advocacy for replacing seed oils with healthier, more traditional fats like beef tallow is not just about food. It's part of a broader movement to reclaim control over what we eat and how it affects our health. His message emphasizes the importance of eliminating processed, industrialized food from our diets, which aligns with the growing wellness culture within Gen Z. Now let's talk about one of the most complex and controversial issues surrounding Generation Z: obesity rates. It's no secret that obesity has reached epidemic levels in recent decades. According to the CDC, nearly 1 in 5 children and adolescents in the United States are obese. But it's not just about numbers. It's about a cultural shift that has made being overweight seem more normalized or even celebrated in some circles. Enter the fat acceptance movement. On the surface, advocating for body positivity and rejecting harmful societal standards of beauty might seem empowering and progressive. It's about promoting self-love, helping people feel confident in their own skin, regardless of size. And for many, this message of inclusivity and self-acceptance has been transformative. No one should be made to feel like they're less than because of their body size. And these movements have certainly challenged harmful stereotypes. However, there's a dark side. While body positivity is important for mental health and well-being, the unchecked normalization of obesity as something that's perfectly healthy is where the problem lies. Obesity is a major risk factor for a variety of serious health conditions: diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and even certain types of cancer. But in recent years, fat acceptance has pushed the narrative that being overweight doesn't inherently lead to negative health consequences. This mentality might seem inviting, especially for those struggling with body image issues. It's easier to embrace the idea that being overweight is just as valid as any other body type, and that it doesn't come with consequences. And while it's true that health isn't solely determined by weight, we can't ignore the fact that being significantly overweight does contribute to major health risks. So, while the movement has done wonders for mental health and by fostering acceptance and self-love, it's unintentionally downplaying the dangers of obesity. This creates a generation that feels more comfortable in their bodies, but may also be at higher risk of serious health issues later in life. It's a dangerous illusion, one that makes it feel like being overweight is just another lifestyle choice, rather than a condition that needs attention and action. On the other hand, Gen Z is also setting new trends in social behavior that reflect their commitment to overall well-being. One of the most notable shifts is the decrease in alcohol consumption. You may have seen videos showing the rates of alcohol consumption decreasing within our new generation. Although, yes, half of Gen Z is not of drinking age, even when comparing it to previous generations of that same age bracket that couldn't legally drink, that consumption rate has dropped significantly. A recent study by the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism shows that Gen Z is drinking less than their millennial and Gen X predecessors. The percentage of high school seniors who report drinking in the past 30 days has steadily decreased, with many Gen Z individuals embracing sobriety as a social norm, which has led to alcohol-free beers and low alcohol drinks becoming massively popular. Fuck, I said massive. No low taper fades here, okay? Which has led to the success of alcohol-free beers, mocktails, and low ABV alcohols. This, of course, has a major effect on the overall health of this generation in a pretty positive way. Gen Z stands at a crossroads. They have the opportunity to redefine health, fitness, and wellness for the future, but they must tread carefully. To be the healthiest generation ever, they need to integrate the best parts of modern wellness with a cautious eye toward the influence of misinformation and the pressures of digital life. Through thoughtful reflection and informed choices, Gen Z can lead the way in crafting a new paradigm. Okay, that's all. Goodbye.